Welcome back to Cheddar Innovates, brought to you by Curiosity Stream, everyone. And the world of sports and technology, they're becoming increasingly intertwined. That's why our next guest is creating a one-stop shop platform to help athletes improve their performance, tracking different aspects of athletes' lives like nutrition, sleep, and even travel. Joining us now, Dr. Brian Moore, CEO and co-founder of sports performance and tech company Orreco. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us. Can you walk us through how the platform works and what athletes can gain from working with your company?
Hi, Asia. Thanks so much for having me on the program. Yes, Athlete is a platform for professional athletes to help them make the best possible decisions about their next training session, preparing for the next game, or recovering from their last game. It gives them suggestions around their sleep, around their nutrition, what's best to eat, to optimize their performance, to accelerate their recovery, and ultimately prolong their careers and help them get paid more. And as you said, it's like having an Olympic coach in your pocket.
It's really amazing, especially the timing coming off of these Olympic Games. You started off targeting Olympic athletes, but have since expanded. What kind of pro athletes are you looking to work with on this project?
Definitely. So our background is in Olympic sports, and we've worked with 54 Olympic medalists at this point, 17 medalists at the Tokyo Summer Games, and really that caught the attention of professional sport. So players and teams, owners in the Premier League, in the NBA, WNBA, in Formula One, Champions League. So you name it, if there's a professional sport in the world and athletes at the very highest level, they're contacting us. And we have very early adopters like Mark Cuban at the Dallas Mavericks and his head athletic trainer, Casey Smith, who are all about protecting their athletes and helping them to perform at the highest level for as long as they possibly can. And again, using data.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about that data. What kind is collected on the athletes and how does it help them to directly improve their performance?
Well, that's a great question. And in professional sport, like all our lives, data is absolutely exploding. It's everywhere. And the challenge is, what do you do about this? How do you make this actionable? What does this information mean? So from a professional athlete, we have camera data, we have their biomarkers, so check their internal load, their hematology, their biochemistry. We also have jump data, accelerometry, basically all the ologies. And sometimes that can be a bit overwhelming. So what we've done with Athlete is pulled it all together into one really simple platform that helps them to navigate this and to make the best possible decision. For example, we know last night you played in Madison Square Garden, you did this number of high-speed accelerations, this number of decelerations, therefore this is something you should eat today to reduce inflammation or prioritize recovery. Or perhaps from the wearables, we can see that you've had a very, very heavy travel schedule and really, how and your sleep is being compromised. Here, have a pre-bed protein pot to help you promote sleep. So it's really about using the data that's available to make the best decisions and to do it in a way that's simple and easy to understand for coaches and athletes alike.
Yeah, I think something that's a new focus, not only with Olympic athletes, but also professional athletes broadly, has been mental health. And a lot of this data, of course, is physiological. But what kind of implications do you think this has moving forward for mental health with athletes?
Well, I think with mental health is so important, and really, this is about readiness and trying to understand, healthy body, healthy mind, and it's an awareness of, I suppose, sometimes what's happening to you. So if you have the data, you understand that, look, I'm fatigued or I'm tired, or my reaction time is being compromised, then that can give you more information to help you make sense of it. Or for a female athlete to factor in the hormonal component of the menstrual cycle and how that is changing across each phase. And again, it's all really about personalization. What we want to do is, we're all very well used to now, and we expect to have data that's personalized to us. And in your video clip, you've got Pascal Siakam, NBA All-Star. So it's really about helping athletes like Pascal to make that best decision, and really it's an awareness of not just your health, your physical health, but also your mental health too.
Really incredible. And you're also collaborating with researchers to run similar testing for athletes as astronauts. Can you talk more about that work?
Sure. Asia, we have an amazing team. We've got 17 PhDs on staff with 300 peer-reviewed scientific papers. So we're a science-first company. And in that shot, you had Dr. Forrest Baker, who completed his PhD with Professor Ricky Simpson at the University of Arizona and in Phoenix to study astronauts in spaceflight. And we've seen very similar patterns, or the researchers have seen patterns of compromised immunity, very similar to astronauts who are being exposed to very long periods of space flight. So it's really about looking at their immune system. We give the immune system a challenge, see how it responds to it, and then put supports around that athlete, for example, supporting their antioxidant defenses to support their immune system. And I suppose in this pandemic, everybody, we all know how important the immune system is, and we're become aware for it. Now we have tools like a point of care pinprick blood test that gives you an instant snapshot of where you are right now and what you can do to help. So really to, I suppose, prepare like an elite athlete.
Yeah, and last question here for you. What are Orreco's plans for growth? And do you plan to expand this to everyday consumers, given the fact that everyone's kind of dealing with a focus on health right now?
Absolutely. So I suppose very similar to like an F1 environment or space flight, where innovations at the cutting edge or in extreme environments eventually make their way into our streetcars and into our daily lives. So we're really we've already launched a consumer platform for aimed at female athletes that's been downloaded in 200 countries around the world, and it's really about getting education to girls and women, and also to their coaches and their friends and families about understanding their own physiology. So for us, we started in elite sport. It's amazing grounding where we have really amazing data sets to help us to find out what's actually happening. How do you impact performance? How do you accelerate recovery? And then take that learning to the rest of the world. And we want to share it with everybody.
And Dr. Brian Moore, CEO and co founder of Orreco, thanks so much for joining us here on Cheddar Innovate.